Showing up is really difficult. Showing up can be extremely paralyzing. And when I used to watch other YouTubers and other content creators and entrepreneurs, I always admired their courage. I always admired free spirits being able to come on camera like they were on, to be that charismatic, to have the courage to not care about what people think. Because if you think about it, how many of our dreams are lost to either procrastination or what people think of us? And as I got older, I came to realize that you really hold little to maybe no relevance in their life. You don't really matter until you matter. You matter when you put your thoughts into actions. You matter when you actually execute on your strategy. You matter when you execute on your strategy. And that's when other people will actually take note that this guy is not just all talk, or this girl, this guy. You're actually taking action. Like, look at the growth. People will always show up for the winners. That's just a given. Like, nobody wants to hear your backstory. Nobody wants to hear about the crying and the tears. It gets old, right? But what people want to see is how you react, how you get up. Do you have that Rocky Balboa in you, right? The fighter, the comeback. That's what people are searching for, that fight, the spirit. And people like the story, being an underdog and coming back from something, your setbacks. How does someone respond? And a lot of folks get stuck in that cycle of what other people will think of me. Think about starting a new habit. Starting anything from scratch, from ground zero, adopting a new habit, starting a business venture, maybe quitting your job, buying a new car, selling your old car, saying goodbye to your, possessions, right? Even loved ones. Like, I'm not talking about death. I'm just talking about people need to cut off, which is important and necessary as part of growth. That is painful. I got to give it up and just say hats off to all my fellow YouTubers way ahead of me and doing way better. It's not about comparison. It's just I've been watching you folks for so long. You get caught up being a spectator in life. There we go. You get caught up being a spectator in life because it's very easy to get drawn to someone's stories and say, yep, I knew it, or yep, I relate. And it's very easy to not do anything about your life because you are sort of writing someone else's narrative, which is okay. But, hopefully you find inspiration in those stories to start your own journey. Because a lot of people have lately been asking me, hey, what's driving you? Why are you so driven? And my biggest realization is that I waited too long. But there's no such thing as waiting too long. There's no such thing as waiting too long. As long as you realize and come to the conclusion that execution and action is now. Like, a lot of people cannot execute now. And I'll be honest with you, I was frozen, and maybe there was some strategic fear, but most of it was procrastination, paralysis by over-analysis, even starting this channel. And now that I've started, this last few 7, 8, 9 days have been the most productive streak in my life. And I'm a Gen X, and I'm telling you, this has been the most productive streak in my life. Now, what's also interesting is that I built such a nice studio, which you may have seen me at home, which is a Kobe Bryant mural backdrop dedicated to the Mamba mentality. And now it's summer, I'm hardly inside. So walking and showing up this way for myself, but the joy in all of this is that I can take you along with the ride. You know what I mean? I'm doing what I love to do. I show up not just for me, for my health, and to be the best version of me. I show up with you, with us. Because there was a time when I used to watch other established folks that are really doing well in life, and I used to look up to them, and I still do, but I don't have time to watch them anymore because now I have taken off with my journey. And starting my YouTube channel was pivotal. That was extremely important. As a matter of fact, what was eating me alive every day is I had the studio set up. I looked for every excuse to get the last sheet of wallpaper or to get this gimbal that I'm holding. And I haven't even started operating on the AI features, but I can at least mount the phone, balance it, and do the minimum, which I thought was tough. But I got through all of that, and now here I am recording on every walk, basically. But I'm not inside the studio. I am out and about, getting my steps in, walking, talking about fasting, talking about improving my life overall, holistically, maintaining your balance, mobility, having awareness, mental clarity, and sharpness. This is important, and a lot of walking will contribute to this, of course, with a good diet as well. This can be hard, or it can be as easy as just this, where you just have to execute somewhere, to start somewhere. And as much as I knew this to be true, I was just paralyzed. So I'm telling you that the little momentum you're seeing on my channel right now, it didn't come overnight. I started, stopped, and then I disappeared for 3 months and I gave up on it. But what would eat me alive is the studio I built. It's like it was sitting there for 3 months, waiting for me to take the throne, waiting for me to sit on the chair and start hitting record, just pressing play, hitting record, and I wouldn't do it. And what's even more funny is that Kobe Bryant's pictures would be like staring at me. So every day I'd be disappointed seeing the Mamba mentality, and I'm not living up to it. See, that's the psychology of starting. You gotta surround yourself in an environment that encourages you to push forward. You know what I mean? So if you're having a hard time starting something, you don't have to envision the end product, because that's never about why you start. It's about the journey. And I can't stress this enough. Even in your fitness, health goals, right? Life goals. Most of us as fitness and health, because we have to live with ourselves. We have to see our body every day in the mirror. We have to groom ourselves, clean ourselves. We have to feed ourselves, right? There's a lot. There's a spirituality factor, right? I'm not a religious guy, but through walking and eating right a certain way, connects me to a higher power. And I don't know what that is. If that's the higher power that we all know of as God, then maybe I'm there. But it's another way to send out this message, right? To anyone out there, if you're finding motivation, inspiration with just seeing nature and this guy walking every day with the backpack on, and why he's always in a good mood, well, now you know why I'm in a good mood. Getting started, give yourself a tap on the back. I mean, no one's going to give you a star or any kind of a trophy or award, but you have to recognize that showing up is really tough. And if you have done that, you've already won most of the battle. This is 50% of the journey, is getting started. I'm a different person. I am close to about 140 subscribers on the channel. For me, I appreciate everyone that's up to the channel. It's a little community, and it's coming together. I have a lot more work to do, but just wanted to express my gratitude on everyone that I've talked to so far, the one-offs, the new ones, the new folks, and other channels that I've crossed paths with. Thank you for your words. Thank you for your inspiration and courage. And most importantly, thanks for being you, because if it weren't for people like you, I wouldn't come around this way. You know how to do this? I'm out.